I finished my scarf. This is as long as I want it. So I want to tie off the ends so that I don't have to do that after it's taken off the loom. It's a lot more difficult to do that way. What I'm going to do is leave this on the shuttle for just a minute. I want to make sure I have at least 3 lengths of the wool left. 3 of my scarf widths left. Now I can cut it off. I'm through with that shuttle. And what I'm going to do is use an embroidery needle. I like these with the huge heads, especially when you have a bulky kind of wool, and it's a little bit easier to thread that. You don't have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is move this a little bit more in your vision here. I kind of work from the back when I do this. I'm going to come under and pick up about 4 of the warp threads. And actually, let me pull that back out. I didn't get the first one here, and I want to do that. I get all 4 of these. Okay, well, I'll pick them up when I come back through. Okay. I'm going to come back around them again and up under the loop here. That way I can pull it tight. I'm going to come up, I think 1, 2, 3 rows, come into the weaving here and come over under the next 4th warp thread. Again, pull it through, not tightly. I don't need this done tightly. I'm going to come back again to the division, the 4th one from this, come back over and again come under here so that I can sort of form a knot as it's pulled tight here. And again, that's a little bit too tight. I don't want it to come out of shape there. Now, up, straight up from where this thread is coming out, I count up 1, 2, 3 rows, come into my weaving and back under 1, 2, 3, 4 weft threads, and I continue to do this all the way across my weaving. When I'm finished with this, I can cut it off, and then I can determine how closely I want to cut these for fringe. Alright, let me finish here and we'll come back and do the very end. Alright, I've gotten to the end of the scarf here and I've tied off this last bundle. Actually, I came up with 6 at the end, so I just divided them into 3 and 3. I pull this tight, and then I'm going to just find a spot where I can manually weave this needle in and out just for a few rows. You can't even pick the row where it's there are a few gaps where I stitched back into the scarf. Pull the wool tight, and I wouldn't use the heddle to beat it. It might warp it just a little, but you can use a wide tooth comb to kind of pack it in just very, very lightly, and it's not really noticeable. I can just come back with my scissors and clip it close to the weaving. Now, I'm finished and I want to decide how long to cut my threads. I think I would like to have a bit of a fringe on this, and so the easiest thing I know to do is just to hold the heddle steady and just come along at the heddle and clip the threads. I'm finished. This only takes a second to do. And you can always lay it out on a table and make sure everything is the same when you're finished, just to even it up. Now, I'm finished with my scarf. I want to take it off. Let me see if I can widen the view just a little bit. Okay, I remove my break from the front, and all I have to do is pull the scarf off. And as before, I have left some of the fringe on. This time I have the first few pieces just to kind of line up the weaving. I think I'm going to straighten this actually on the table, so I'm going to go ahead and just clip it off here at the end, and then that will make it a little bit easier for me to remove this first few rows of weaving. And like I said before too, make sure all these little pieces get put in the garbage so that your pets don't come along and try to eat them. All right, and there is my hand spun woolen scarf. Finished product, and it was not that hard. I have completed this one in just about 2 days. I have one more end to clip there. Okay, take your looms out. I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you and that you are encouraged to go out and experiment.